This episode of Weekly Weird News is sponsored by Bespoke Post.
As we talked about in our previous episode, our great nation, the USA, is #1 in confirmed coronavirus cases. But hey, a win is a win, and we are really proving our American exceptionalism right now by absolutely just blowing every other country out of the water despite having such a late start.
Yeah.
Kind of like in World War II, you know, everyone's fighting over there for years.
We had to come solve it for everyone. And it was
Step aside, America's here.
Only us. We're the sole reason that World War II was won for the Allies.
Oh, Italy needed a month to plunge the entire country into chaos? I think we can beat that.
We could probably do that in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're looking at over 15,000 new cases and 150 deaths per day right now, and we're only just getting started. Projections from the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation put our peak deaths and hospital resource use around April 14th, so a little over 2 weeks from now, right after Easter, when daily deaths will apparently peak at somewhere between 1,100 to 4,800 deaths per day. Of course, this is just one analysis, which, right there at the top, it says, the projections assume the continuation of strong social distancing measures and other protective measures.
Wait,
it could actually end up being even worse.
Yeah.
Since large chunks of this stupid country aren't doing any of that. So, very cool.
Also, according to multiple doctors who spoke to BuzzFeed News, which, again, we have to say, BuzzFeed News, two different things.
Yeah.
The current numbers are probably incorrect since a lot of people are dying of COVID-19 symptoms before they even get tested. And some people who are testing positive aren't being added to official counts for some reason. So, yeah, sorry, there's just not really any way to put a fun comedic spin on the impending doom of our country that we're all staring down right now. I mean, it is what it is, and your best and only course of action is to stay as isolated as possible and wash your hands constantly. But hey, on the bright side, we're still doing okay if you compare our per capita infection rate to other countries. But again, we're not there yet.
The worst is yet to come.
Yeah. That's. I was watching the news right before coming here, and the people of New York, there was a doctor in New York saying, today is the worst day, and tomorrow will also be the worst day.
Yeah, New York is in absolutely horrific shape right now.
Yeah, Trump was talking this morning about completely quarantining Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey. Well, at least that area. Obviously, New York is way bigger than that, but completely quarantining that.
Yikes.
So there you go.
So anyway, let's look away from our shithole country for a second and check in on the rest of the world, see how they're doing. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, he has got it. He has the Rona.
Ooh.
And, honestly, if we have any competition in terms of governments taking way too long to take coronavirus seriously, it might be the UK. They might be the dark horse in this race.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks back, Boris was bragging about continuing to shake people's hands, even while literally visiting coronavirus patients in the hospital. He's like, you'll be proud to know that I went down to the coronavirus ward and I shook every person's hand.
It was like he was trying to make a copy version of what Princess Diana did with AIDS patients, not knowing that you can actually transfer coronavirus by shaking hands.
Yeah.
He was like, look at me. I'm as noble as Princess Di. Love me, country, love me. But no.
It was going to happen.
It
happened. This week, the UK finally issued a nationwide stay-at-home order, which is good, but up until just a few weeks back when Imperial College released that report saying that this was looking like 1918 all over again, up until then, the UK government's attitude towards COVID-19 was basically the same as that spring break frat guy who said, if I get corona, I get corona. Except in a different accent.
Yeah.
They pretty much said that the best course of action was going to be to just let all the young, healthy people get sick so that when they recover, the entire country would now have herd immunity.
Okay. It's very stupid because there's no way that scenario plays out without a ton of people dying. But it's especially stupid because at this point it was clear from all the other countries across the channel, in Europe, that this isn't just the flu. The UK's graphs now are looking like ours about a week ago, and they've got around 2,500 new cases per day, with that number obviously going up and up and up thanks to the fact that while continental Europe was shutting down, people in Britain, they were still just heading out to the pub.
Yeah.
Like with us, the worst is yet to come for the UK, and like with us, there are specific freedoms that everyone in this country should be, but also feels very entitled to, and the biggest one in the UK, without even fucking looking into a book, would be going to the pub for a pint.
Yeah.
It's literally the plan that they do in Shaun of the Dead, but it's not going to work this time.
Not going to work. You're going to spread it.
Yeah, also like us, despite all of this this bungling, Boris Johnson's approval ratings for dealing with this crisis are, for whatever reason, overwhelmingly positive, just like his test results.
Yeah. Sir, we got your test results. They're overwhelmingly positive.
That's when
Good?
When you try to de-stress the nation and make them feel better about it, you are doing something to their emotional state, but you're risking the lives of everyone in the process.
I guess. I mean, Trump, he's probably going to win. People fucking love him right now. I don't get it.
Well, it's like like I said the other day, when he tells the entire country that this is all going to be over in 2 weeks, people start to get a false sense of confidence and start going outside because, well, it's going to be over in 2 weeks anyway. Like, it's obviously not that bad if we're all going to go back to normal in 2 weeks. Why don't I just get a couple days head start? And that seems to be the case here in Los Angeles. They had to literally send out another, like one of those alerts that pops up on your phone automatically and buzzes really loud even if you're on silent to remind people to please, for the love of fucking God, stay inside.
People are getting way too casual about it. There was like a couple days at the beginning when it was a bit of a ghost town, but now you go outside and you're like, what the fuck are you people doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Go home. Anyway, speaking of politicians not taking this seriously enough, over in the Philippines, a senator named Aquilino Pimentel started showing some symptoms of COVID, so he got tested, and he was told to quarantine for a few days while he waited on the results. Unfortunately, his pregnant wife went into labor during his quarantine period, so he joined her at the hospital as the baby was delivered at almost the exact time that his test results came back, and they were positive.
Oh, geez, guys. Oopsie.
Slowly back out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, this guy was spreading coronavirus all over this, birth ward of this hospital while he should have been at home. And the hospital, refreshingly, they just absolutely tore into this senator in a press release.
Quote, "We denounce the irresponsible and reckless action of the senator. He added to the burden of a hospital trying to respond in its most competent and aggressive manner to cope with the daunting challenges of this COVID-19 outbreak. More than anyone else, Mr. Pimentel should have realized that ardent desire of every well-meaning Filipino and every dedicated healthcare institution to contain the spread of the infection. His admonition for everyone to observe social distancing, enhanced community quarantine measures, washing off hands, and personal hygiene are nothing but empty rhetoric because he himself violated all those." So, goddamn, not mincing words.
Yeah.
After this is all done, they might be facing some consequences for such stern words, but in the meantime, they've got the protection of being the only people able to fight this.
Yeah.
He's now also, by the way, facing potential criminal and civil charges for doing this. And constituents, they're calling for him to resign, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's just not a great look for a politician in a crisis to just actively be spreading a disease, going directly against doctors' wishes while doing so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fun. See, the world is dumb. It's nice to look abroad and see, America's fucking dumb as shit, but kind of everyone is.
Our biggest problem is that our country is fucking massive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that actually is the biggest problem
and
for us because there's, so many different layers of government.
And state governments have a lot of control over their own states. They can choose maybe not to do that if they don't want to.
Yeah.
And,
State and city governments might disagree.
Yeah.
So in similar political dumbfuckery here in the U.S., the governor of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, he is doing his damnedest to catch up with the coronavirus numbers of his neighbors over in Louisiana. For the last few weeks, he's basically just left it completely up to the local mayors to come up with shelter-in-place rules for their towns, or not, whatever, do what you want.
Listen, use your best judgment.
Yeah, so a lot of towns went ahead and did implement similar shelter-in-place rules to what we've got here in LA. But then, this week, Governor Reeves, he reversed course and issued his own guidelines, which are worthless because the essential services that he defines they include restaurants, bars, barbershops, and churches. Essentially, stay at home unless, anything comes up. And then do whatever the hell you want.
Listen, if you've got plans, we understand.
Now the Mississippi towns that ordered those businesses closed and were actually being proactive about it, they're this terrible, awkward position where those businesses are now opening back up because the governor said it was okay.
And other businesses that compete against them are probably going to open up, so I got to feed my family.
Yeah, these mayors, they're not happy. But hey, as Governor Tate Reeves has said, Mississippi's never going to be China. And he's probably talking about like the authoritarian stuff, but what it actually translates to is like, you know how China now, their coronavirus numbers, they're actually past the bad point.
Yeah.
Mississippi, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of reporting coming out of China that maybe they fudged the numbers a bit on who actually got it and died.
They absolutely did. Like 100%.
Their numbers are going down, but they're going down from a level that we don't even know about.
Yeah. But there's no arguing with like, you know, they did the most extreme possible thing and just said, this entire country, just everyone stay at home, no one do anything. Like, that does have a good, strong effect against a contagious disease when literally no one can actually go anywhere.
You heard it here, folks. Elliot says, when it comes to authoritarian regimes, you can't argue with results.
I mean, in this case, like, yeah, kind of. I'm not going to, like, stake my reputation on this, but like
when you're running for mayor in a couple years.
When you want to get something done, it's a lot easier to do it when you can just like flick a switch and be like, well, them's the rules, and there's no like, there's no Congress or like literally no one can legally argue against you.
Okay. Anyways, speaking of churches being open and how that's definitely one of the most effective ways to spread an infectious disease, a church in Arkansas recently had nearly 36 people test positive after attending a recent church event. Who could have seen it coming? Also down in Tampa, that church where Pastor Rodney Howard Brown, horrible looking person, very ugly.
Cyrano de Bergerac looking motherfucker.
He told everyone to touch each other. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, that church remains open. Pastor Rodney claims that his church is the cleanest room in America thanks to a bunch of machines that he claims to have installed in the building which kill all viruses and bacteria in the building.
Wow.
Yet apparently he's keeping these magic machines from everyone else.
May I see it?
Yeah.
No.
I'm imagining the church looks like one of those houses that's getting bug bombed with pesticides.
Yeah.
Wow, a circus is in town. Anyways, meanwhile, televangelist Kenneth Copeland told his viewers, many of whom who have probably become unemployed recently, quote, whatever you do right now, don't you stop tithing.
Yeah. Just because you don't have an income doesn't mean you have to stop paying us.
Yeah. If we give God enough money, he will provide the cure.
Yeah. I mean, this coronavirus is just a shakedown from God. He's come to collect. He's adjusted his rates.
God's doing this because he saw you put a 5 in the tithing tray instead of a 10.
Should have put the 10. In other American idiocy, remember how the Democratic Party went ahead with a bunch of primaries on St. Patrick's Day, despite it being very clear at that point that making people gather in large groups in public was a terrible fucking idea? Well, surprise, 2 poll workers in Broward County, Florida have since tested positive, one of whom worked as a greeter, and the other who checked voters' IDs, they checked them in, handled their IDs and all that. Just a lot of touching.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Arizona and Illinois, they also held primaries that day. And since this was less than 2 weeks ago, we probably won't know for a little while exactly how many people got sick going to the polls. But I'm willing to bet it's probably more than just those 2 poll workers in Florida.
Gotta die for your government. Die for your country, that shit. And one of the craziest stories to come out of all of this, which somehow hasn't gotten a ton of press this week, a white supremacist was killed during a shootout with the FBI after they monitored him for months and determined that he was a domestic terrorism threat. His plan involved acquiring a bomb and setting it off in a car at a Missouri hospital that's currently treating COVID-19 patients to try and kill as many people as possible there. There's not a whole lot of information out there right now, but if you were thinking the silver lining of the coronavirus is no more terrorism or mass shootings, well, this guy almost proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, so we might have that to worry about as well.
A bunch of Timothy McVeighs running around.
This whole situation sucks. Meanwhile, fucking Germany, no one's talking about this, but Germany, like they're testing positive numbers compared to their death toll is like ridiculous. They've had like 300 deaths, but they've, the same numbers of infected as their neighbors. They're already saying like their solution to the like economic downturn is they're like, oh, we just created a national registry of people who already had coronavirus and recovered.
Send them back to work.
Yeah, we figure out who in the country is immune and send those people back to work. Pretty great, but like they were on top of this shit from the beginning. So
you see the South Korea method of shame, where they get an alert on their phones if someone in their building has the virus. Like, the person in 3C's got it. Avoid them. Yeah. Speaking of testing, they just opened up one here about 5 miles up the road.
Oh.
Drive-through testing thing. So, if you get symptoms, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I I feel great.
I'm feeling wonderful. I probably got it back in February. No, I'm kidding.
The only symptoms I'm feeling are just a persistent hangover from drinking way more alcohol than I ever have previously.
Yeah, I kind of forgot we were filming today and smoked some weed before, like about 2 hours ago playing Animal Crossing. So if I flub any lines, I'm sorry.
If I blah, 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 blah. Anyways, everything sucks. I'm sorry. We'll get to more things that suck in the headlines part of the show. But first, something that doesn't suck is this week's sponsor, Bespoke Post.
Hell yeah.
If you're like us, your mailbox is a fairly depressing place. Bills, political flyers, shitty coupons. But you can make your mailbox a whole lot more interesting with a monthly box of awesome from Bespoke Post.
It's like a present during this outbreak.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Bespoke Post sends guys only the best stuff every month. And no matter what you're into, Box of Awesome has you covered. From style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, and outdoor gear, Box of Awesome has carefully built collections for every part of your life.
Look at these boxes. There's a whole cocktail set, there's a beer brewing kit, there's a scrimshaw blade etching kit. It's all very cool. They sent me a badass knife. To get started, you just take a quiz at boxofawesome.com and they'll help you pick the perfect Box of Awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box costs only $45, but it has over $70 worth of gear inside. So get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code WEIRD at checkout. That is boxofawesome.com, code WEIRD for 20% off your first box.
Nice. Yeah. Now let's look at some headlines. And they're almost all coronavirus headlines. NYU Tisch students demand tuition back. Dean responds with dance video.
Yeah, it's very disconnected with reality and empathy.
Well, this is an art school.
Yes.
Where online.
She was trying to prove that you can actually work online even though it's a creative art.
She did some dumb interpretive dance like REM's "Losing My Religion,"
which also is everyone's picking the most tone deaf songs for their uplifting videos to people.
But these students they're if I can't come in to use the supplies and the computer labs,
just buy your own oil paints. How much could they be? $10?
Yeah, they're kind of pissed. And this Tisch their starting base tuition is I think it's $60,000 a year or some shit. So these students are obviously kind of pissed off. But they're not getting what they paid for. And the dean responded just being we're not giving you your money back. And also, whoa! Yeah.
Dab.
But still somehow less cringy than Tom Hanks' wife, Rita Wilson, singing, what was it, Rapper's Delight? I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that they're safe and back in America now.
Yeah, of course. But there was no need.
Tom Hanks is going to get right back to work. He's I got it. I'm done with it. Me and Idris Elba, we're going to start on a buddy comedy. It's going to be great.
That's the thing. Hollywood needs to create a Germany-style database of all the people who've successfully beaten the virus so they can make a movie staffed entirely by those people.
The only problem that I see with that plan, though, is you're going to have a bunch of people under the age of 55 going out and trying to get it on purpose so they can get back to work and make money.
Yeah.
So that's also a very bad thing.
That was the UK plan that they didn't think through very quickly. Yeah. Or they thought through way too quickly.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be whoa, life hack. Yeah. I'll just get the virus, survive it. And
honestly, the fucked up sort of paradox is you would be way better off getting it now than you would be in 2 weeks.
But that's the problem.
If you get it now,
if you get it right now, you're going to have the worst part of it in a week when everything is going to be.
But you'll right now there's still enough hospital
Stop
beds.
Giving people terrible ideas.
I'm just saying.
Stay inside, for the love of God.
You don't want it at all. But if you want it, if you're gonna get it, either now or a month from now, but not 2 weeks from now.
No.
2 weeks from now is when the respirators are way past capacity.
In retrospect, that's why I went to PAX.
Body in the incinerator.
That's why I went to PAX in February. Yeah. I was just give it to me.
Herd immunity.
Jesus Christ. Next headline, shredded t-shirts used as toilet paper back up California city sewer. We told you last week to stop doing this, but apparently not everyone in the entire country watches us.
Never even occurred to me to shred up some t-shirts. Just
don't even shred them up, just floss with it.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Why are you shredding it up?
Well, because if you floss with it, that's just one shirt per poo. And, you
just go down to Goodwill and pick up all the shirts.
These people are cutting up their shirts into little cubes, squares and just flushing that shit down the toilet and then being shocked that immediately their house is filled with Sewage.
And then you have to call plumbers who come in and spread the virus around.
Yeah. Out of their butt crack. Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
New Yorkers singing out window told to shut the fuck up.
I love this. I love it so much.
Like all those videos from Europe where it's like, wow, amazing. This town under lockdown, like they joined together in a song, and it's like Italy and Spain, and everyone's just like, wow, it's a moment of peace and togetherness.
But you can't do that in America because everyone hates each other.
Well, especially in New York. New Yorkers are a special breed of people who like, because they have to be in such close quarters with each other constantly, they don't take each other's shit at all. They are aggressive. There's no passive aggressiveness to it at all. So yeah, this New Yorker, he's on his balcony singing, and it's just, shut the fuck up!
It's great.
Hey, douchebag, shut the fuck up!
I'm isolating here! I don't need your bullshit!
I got enough on my plate, buddy.
Yeah. G7 failed to agree on statement after U.S. insisted on calling coronavirus outbreak Wuhan virus.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, a bunch of the world's top economic powerhouse countries
that could come together.
Yeah, it could really get a lot done.
Share the ingredients.
Yeah,
for the virus.
Yeah, could really do a sick collab. On this topic.
It would be the best collab.
But our Secretary of State Mike Pompeo just. It's like, nope, we ain't signing shit until you call it the Wuhan virus. Like, what's the point? He's like, everyone forgot that it came from China, so we have to call it the Wuhan virus. I'm like, no, everyone knows it came from China, like, regardless of what you call it.
Also, Jesus is Lord. Boom, Pompeo out.
Also, it's so funny. Trump, like, he's been calling it the Chinese virus for like 3 weeks now. But,
he stopped.
He stopped because Xi Jinping, who has cucked Trump repeatedly over the last 3 years, just called him up, and they had a
President Simp got on the phone with Xi Jinping.
They had a perfect phone call, and all of a sudden, Trump's just like, "Wow, Xi Jinping is doing such a great job dealing with the coronavirus." Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a cuck.
Yes, a real simp.
A real simp.
Unemployment is so high over coronavirus that New York has to hire more workers to handle jobless claims.
Hey. It seems like this problem's working itself out.
The jobless are the job creators.
Yeah. You know, by the end of this, everyone in New York will work for the unemployment office.
Perfect.
Just like trying to figure out how to give themselves money.
Yeah.
While also being employed by the unemployment office.
At least once or twice a day, Andrew Yang must punch through one of his blue hats. Just, damn it! I told everyone about UBI.
He's been very, deservedly told you so about a lot of this, but also like
I also love that all of the people that came out and supported him after dropping out, like all of them had like various public like what the fuck moments when Joe Biden started like saying who he was putting in cabinet positions and vice president positions. Like, wait, this isn't the conversation I had.
Well, yeah, Yang publicly on like the Breakfast Club, he's just like, he kind of did offer me the vice president thing.
He offered it to every single person.
Yeah, it's.
Do you see Pete Buttigieg growing a beard, just like what's his name? Texas, fucking
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
I fucking called that shit. I didn't even know that, but I like as soon as he dropped out, my first tweet was like, Pete Buttigieg is growing a beard.
He is. So well, he actually is. Klobuchar's husband got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Somehow she didn't though.
Well, because she's been on the campaign trail and back at work.
I guess.
I mean, I can read through the lines too. They're getting a divorce.
Yeah. Well, it's a great way to stop spreading the virus in your household is to have 2 separate bedrooms.
Yeah.
And not talk to your spouse at all.
Move the beds 6 feet apart. Yeah. Like in the old days.
I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Supermarket throws out $35,000 of food after customer deliberately coughs on it.
Yeah. She's
Great
a fucking
job. Yeah.
But she's facing, I think, 4 felonies, which is good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, I would normally say, that's a little extreme, but this is wartime, baby.
Yeah.
And,
straight to the gulag.
In this specific case, I again think of what would China do?
Gulag.
China would absolutely throw this woman in a forced labor camp, and I support that in this specific instance. I'm not saying I support the Communist Party of China, but in this specific instance, I want to know what Xi Jinping wants to do with this lady. Just saying.
Forced labor camp.
Forced labor camp. Protesters in Mexico block lanes at Arizona border crossing to demand stricter coronavirus screenings.
Yeah, Mexico does not want any Americans right now.
They've kind of got a point. Because, I think them coming over the border into the U.S., even if they live in a border town, like they
putting themselves at risk.
I mean, it's not easy. They can't just come over. They have to like get pre-screened and shit like that. But if you live in the U.S., you can just go right into Mexico.
Yeah.
Like at least set up like one of those thermometers that looks like a little gun and check people's foreheads.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well.
Yeah. I'm with Mexico.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah. France is homeless, fined for not staying indoors during COVID-19 lockdown.
Sacre bleu!
Why don't you go home? But I do not have a home. I am homeless.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it's this is dumb.
Yeah, it's here's a fine.
Oh, cool. I'll pay that
for it
with the money I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you take loaves of stolen bread?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pay for it in stolen baguettes.
Come on, France. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Deerfield Testicle Festival on hold.
Well, now you know this disease is serious.
Yeah.
If the Deerfield Testicle Festival, where you eat deep-fried bull testicles, has been postponed.
Yeah.
Along with all of America's other major large events.
What I'm wondering is that bar in Canada where you drink the toe water, is that closed?
It's in Alaska.
Oh, Alaska. Oh,
I don't know what Alaska's done with their...
The toe is sterile.
Yeah. I mean, that toe might have the cure. We don't know.
It could be. Could be the cure.
Yeah. I haven't checked in on that.
Get our best... Why hasn't Trump called on our best alchemists?
Yeah. Alchemists, they've been out of work for a few centuries, but...
I think it's time for alchemy to make a big comeback.
We need to throw all the spaghetti at the wall.
Exactly.
See what sticks. Mm-hmm. Even the weird spaghetti.
Yeah. Barrel of monkeys now worth more than a barrel of Alberta oil.
Yeah, this keep forgetting the oil. There's an oil crisis on top of everything.
Yeah, not driving so much because I don't have to see the gas prices, but I hear that they are very low.
Yeah, well, even like the gas station prices don't reflect like the actual severity of the situation.
Yeah.
Like everyone's fucking operating at a loss right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can buy an entire fucking barrel of Canadian oil for like the cost of like a 2 gallons of milk or like a liter of.
We should
olive
buy
oil.
some just cuz.
Yeah.
Get our oil barrels here.
Yeah, just keep them around.
Do they ship? The shipping would probably cost
the
way
shipping
more.
would probably be a lot more.
Sir, this is like
weight.
1,000 pounds of oil.
But yeah, it's like, anytime there's a global crisis, you want to invest in oil.
It's like the episode of It's Always Sunny where they just barrel up all the gas while it's cheap.
Yeah. So if you live in Alberta and you can just drive up, you should go grab yourself a few barrels just in case.
Yeah, just to hold on to.
You can't really do much with it because it's not refined yet.
Is it just crude oil? Yeah, okay.
But there's a lot of uses for it and could come in handy someday.
Yeah.
The price is going to go up.
Just hold on to it.
You're going to wish you bought those barrels.
The Alberta is going to come begging for that oil back at any price.
Yeah. NASA data shows something leaking out of Uranus.
Listen, NASA needs to have fun too with the headlines and stuff. So we'll let them slide.
The only fun news is coming from outside of our planetary orbit.
Yeah. So. Well, I don't think it's good news that something's leaking out of Uranus.
Well, they say it's been leaking for like years. I don't know. They think it might be the thing that happened to Mars.
Is it gas
dried
leaking?
It out. Yeah.
Gas leaking out of Uranus. Okay.
Yeah. There's gas leaking out of Uranus.
There is.
Naked couple found wrestling in car outside Florida Mall during fight about pee napkin, police say.
What is a pee napkin?
They were like fucking in the car, and then the girl, she had a pee, so she got out of the car and took a pee, and then wiped herself up with a napkin, and either on accident or on purpose, that napkin ended up on the guy who was like, ew! And then he beat her up.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So
wrestling doesn't really do the justice that is needed.
Yeah, it makes it sound like they gave as well as they got. This guy was like choking her.
That's not good.
But neither is throwing pee napkins on people, so.
True. I would say one is worse than the other.
One is worse than the other.
I'll let you decide.
But pee is pretty gross.
Pursuit leads to man floating down river on log. That sounds fun. A fun pursuit. We had a pursuit this week, and it really took my mind away from everything.
Yeah.
They blew out the tires. He crashed, but he didn't get hurt and didn't hurt anyone else.
It's a great time for car chases in California because they can really get far.
Mm-hmm. And go fast because there's no traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
But there's not a lot right now because not a lot of people are out.
We need to give sportscasters something to do.
Exactly. Just put them on the air.
Yeah. He's doing the pit maneuver. Oh, geez.
Yeah. There's like a monkey's paw type wish that has happened and come true where it's like, I wish for less crime. And it's like, okay, a lot of crime that exists outside of the home has decreased significantly. Domestic abuse and stuff like that has increased.
Yeah, it's gone up quite a bit. And presumably the divorce rate is going to go up quite a bit after all this is
Yeah, it's
over.
either going to be everyone getting divorces or having kids.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird... There's going to be ripple effects for years to come.
But if you make it through this, you can make it through anything. If you come out on the other side of this and you and your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or husband are still happy, I'm sure you're good to go.
Yeah, it's the ultimate test.
Yeah.
Feel bad for people who like literally just got married. Just like, all right, well,
Here we go.
here we go, jumping in the deep end.
Yeah, there's got to be like a bunch of like roommates that are just fucking now.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't go anywhere else. Like you got to kind of like.
Well, New York said it was okay.
Yeah.
Just no ass stuff.
Yeah, true. Anyways, good luck with your spouse. Mine just got Animal Crossing, so I am good for a few days.
Yeah, it's like giving your kid an iPad.
Yeah.
Go wild.
Play the Animal Crossing. Anyways, we hope you guys are doing good out there. We'll be back soon. We're going to do some more live streams next week, some more videos. It'll be fine. We'll keep the content flowing. In the meantime, there's plenty to watch and play out there, so you'll make do. You'll make do.
You don't really have much of a choice, do you?
Go get some more beer. That's what I'm going to do right after this.
Same.
All right, we'll see you very soon. Watch our videos over here. We have a brand new episode of News Dump that teaches you how to get that big old stimulus check. When I say big, I mean moderate.
Not barely enough.
And then another episode of Tech News Day. Check both of those out, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.